Alright gamers, welcome back. We're back here on the Washed Bengal YouTube channel, and I'm so excited. Never this video for a trip coming up later, but that's another story. But anyways, we're here. We're finally gonna make a video that's not just a fishing video of me going around like an autistic kid with a dip net, alright? We're actually gonna be here, and we're gonna make it even more low effort content video that I just got right here in my dorm room while I'm bored. So we're gonna do something that I've never seen on YouTube before. It's the US state microfishing tier list, right? Which states are worth it? What states are like just complete poop to visit? Hopefully this could give you some semblance of idea of like where to look, whatever. Also for the memes, if you want to do any sort of slander agenda, it's gonna be awesome. You get the picture. We're gonna be ranking freshwater fish diversity. We're gonna be ranking saltwater diversity. We're gonna be saltwater is gonna be a role in this ranking. We're just gonna do a lot of stuff, right? You get the picture. You know what kind of rankings we're gonna do. It's just what state is best in microfishing. What is the best array of diversity in each state? So yeah, we got our little list here, and yeah, let's just get started with our first state from these 50 states, and it's randomly Indiana for some reason. It's actually going to be an interesting one to start off with, because Indiana, I don't know too much about Indiana, but I know this, it's like, they do have some cool stuff, right? They got some cool stuff sprinkled over it. I don't think they have crystal darter, but they do have a good array of darters. They got all your basics, while also having some interesting stuff, like I know they have Harlequin, for example. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. And they do have some rare stuff because they got the Ohio River going right beneath them, and they're right next to Ohio, which we'll talk about later. I think in general, Indiana is like a good middle road kind of state, right? It doesn't have saltwater. It's also next bordering the Great Lakes, Michigan. I think. I don't know. It's around the Great Lakes as well. Either way, I think this is the perfect average state, right? Nothing too crazy with freshwater fish diversity or any kind of diversity in general, but it's got some cool stuff in it. So it's gonna be fuck. Okay, there we go. Alright, C tier. Oh, I don't know what the fuck is it. Okay, next on the tier list we got Hawaii. Woo, okay. Say by be thinking like Hawaii. Where's the freshwater fish diversity? I'm telling you, Hawaii has 4 endemic gobies, right? And Hawaii has the best saltwater fishing out of any state here, right? It's just tropical paradise, man. You're just surrounded by coral reefs. It's a fucking blast to be in damn Hawaii, okay? I don't even know where to talk about Hawaii. I'm just telling you, this is like a must-see place for any life list, right? It's in the U.S. You got all sorts of tropical reefs. You even got 4 endemic Hawaiian gobies, as said previously. So there is cool freshwater endemic stuff. So yeah, definitely a highly ranked state. The only thing I'm trying to decipher is if it's S or A tier. I honestly don't fucking know. I think, I honestly think just because it's the king of saltwater, we're gonna put it as first of S tier, probably bottom of S tier, because again, like they literally got, even with the freshwater gobies and the invasive cichlids there, it's still not as great. But definitely an S tier fish. It's definitely an S tier. This is like a must see. Here, if I were to describe the rankings real quick, I know I'm kind of rambling, right? This is like must see. This is like really great to travel to. This is like, if you got a friend here, hey, take him around, right? This is gonna be a great state to visit him. This is just the average run of the state. It's like, again, if you have a ton of friends, if there's like a big convention here, I would go. I would go to this. I would go to this state. Not really. D tier, it's like I need a really good reason to do life listing here. Maybe there's like one cool species that lives only in that state, nowhere else. But then don't really have much else going for it. Not much microfishing going on here. You're not gonna come to this state exclusive if you're microfishing. You're gonna be microfishing as a side to whatever you're actually doing in this state. And then of course you got F tier. If you're like Yeah, if you're visiting an F tier state, bro, don't even just don't bother even microfishing, bro. Just like, I mean, you could try, but whatever. Next up, we got California. All right, California. If this was freshwater, bro, it's like, this is freshwater, like, okay, like their freshwater is pretty poopy. Like we all, fuck, the freshwater is pretty poopy. Yeah, we all know this, right? Freshwater is not a great thing, right? And like the few minnows, systems that they do have, they're kind of uncolored as fuck. Now we can actually get to the good part of California, which is the saltwater type of stuff. Definitely, excluding Florida, it's definitely got the Florida and Hawaii. It's probably got the best saltwater in the country. So it's number three in terms of saltwater, right? There's a ton of cool type of species, lots of gunnels, rockfish, sebastes. We got all sorts of cool stuff, and so it's definitely amazing saltwater. You got all sorts of cool type of stuff created. It's awesome. This Monterey Bay is if you're in California, you gotta visit Monterey Bay. You got a tide pool there. LA has some cool stuff, fucking Blue Banded Goby. That's a crazy lifer. That's one of my bucket list lifers, honestly, in my opinion. Well, for me. But the thing is, okay, in terms of freshwater itself, right? Like freshwater itself, California, low key, like it does have some stuff. Right? We got salmon, we got trout, lots of trout diversity. There's a lot of endemic suckers in California. We got a Tahoe sucker, I think. Minnows aren't too lacking. I know I was roasting most of them, but we do have some exceptions, like Lahots and Red Star. There's always exceptions to the norm. So endemic suckers, amazing saltwater. And that's got to be in the higher tiers, honestly, right? Like you might be thinking, like, well, California, the West Coast, going in the upper tiers. I can't give it A tier just because how terrible freshwater is, especially once we get into some of the other states that have East Coast that are also saltwater, that have saltwater, but also have good freshwater. It's like I think B tier is a good place for California, honestly. Like you're chilling in California, right? You're not like it's not like Mission Impossible over there, but you're not exactly thriving, right? You gotta be kind of creative. And you gotta like adapt, right? You gotta be a liner in California anyway. It's because like, I didn't mention this. The regulations in California are pretty strict, and the whole West Coast in general, right? So that also kind of makes it harder to do the freshwater life listing that there is to catch all those endemic suckers, chubs, whatever. So yeah, I think California is good in B tier, especially considering like how big it is compared to like how much you can really get out of it. Yeah, I think B tier is fair. Alaska is very interesting because if this is a game fishing tier list, bro, this would go like, ooh. But since we're doing microfishing, right, and general life listing diversity, Alaska's, it's not that great. Like there's some cool stuff again. Salmon, it's the best salmon fishery in the country. If you like salmon, you're gonna love it there. If you it's got grayling, like sheetfish, saltwater again. It's alright. It's got a bunch of cool game. Again, game fisherman's paradise, Alaska. But in terms of general life listing, like it's look even worse than Indiana. So I'm thinking like between C and D tier, honestly. Oh yeah, because freshwater, they literally got like jack shit for freshwater. Okay, like I think they got Alaskan blackfish, and that's about it. As for like cool freshwater stuff you can get in Alaska, but and maybe some sculpins. But sculpins, the same sculpins you can get like anywhere else on the West Coast. It's like, I'm gonna put it. Just because of how broken the game fishing is and how there's a ton of cool Arctic stuff. Because you can still microfish saltwater there too, just no one that really does it. I'm gonna put a bottom of C tier for now, then we'll move in if we need anything else to do for it, alright? Alright, so next up on the list. Oh my. Ladies and gentlemen, bruh, this is our first like non-S water fucking freshwater tier list, bro. Instant S tier, bro. I'm telling you, Alabama, dude, one of the great horsemen of like. This is a must see if you're ever a life listener in Alabama, right? This Alabama probably has the greatest freshwater fish diversity in the country, and it's not even that close. Like you can make an argument like, oh, Florida maybe with the invasive cichlids and whatnot, but I'm telling you, Alabama is just that fucking goated. And yes, there is a bit of saltwater you can do here, and it's like not even certain parts of Alabama that make it good. It's the whole area, right? You got the Conasauga, you got a bunch of that, you got the Alabama River Basin, all through this northern part of the absolute goat. Even if you go down to the south to the coast, and not even counting saltwater, which is good. Like Gulf of Mexico has some cool stuff, but like the south of Alabama also has cool stuff like Gulf Darter and like a bunch of those endemics too. And Alabama just has all like the big river species too. That aside from like the tiny stream micro endemics, right? They got dude, they got crystal darter, they got freckled darter, they got. I think they even have. Do they have river darter? I'm not sure. I don't know about that one, but they got a bunch of the big river stuff. They got Alabama sturgeon, it's endemic. They got fucking pygmy sculpin, the best CODIS, the best freshwater sculpin of all times in Alabama, despite the West Coast like fucking glazing CODIS every like 3 fucking minutes, right? Alabama is just so, my god, bro, dude, you love to see. There's just so much stuff to do. I can't even go into words how wonderful Alabama is. This is better than Hawaii. Like if you ask most life listers, okay, maybe not most, but at least a decent amount of life listers, go-to state would be Alabama over Hawaii. Easily, like, an amazing state, bro. There's so much cool stuff. Minnow diversity in terms of endemics, colorful stuff, like a hydroflux, rainbow shiners. They got, I can't even bother to describe it. Just know this is like a must travel too. So, oh, Arizona. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Okay, it's not as bad as what you think it is. Okay, this is not an instant F, right? You might be thinking, like, bro, it's fucking Arizona. It's a fucking desert. Okay, the only saving grace is that one is I think Snore National Park or Gila National Park or whatever. There's that one spot. There's the one like river stream basin in Arizona that is just absolutely filled with endemics. It's got like 5 different endemics, right? You got what is it? Fuck it, a loach minnow. You got okay. These aren't. Yeah, you got like loach minnow, bro. Like this is a cool ass fish, alright? It's endemic to I think Arizona and New Mexico, right? Arizona and New Mexico, very similar states. They got very much similar situations and species, right? So I think also regarding like pupfish, right? I think Arizona's got a decent amount of desert pupfish, as well as having springs for invasive species. So as maybe even getting some of that Colorado River stuff. I'm not too sure about that, but I think Arizona gets out of F tier, goes into D tier, bro. Let's give it a round of applause, bro. What a truly heroic spot for Arizona. Okay, yeah. Aside from the memes, it is still pretty shit outside of that one like national forest, river creek thing, and the pupfish. It's just an absolute mess. Like if you try and go to your neighborhood stream in Arizona, that's not a thing, right? That's not a thing, right? I like every other one of these states. You can like visit your backyard and you can visit the local stream for local neighborhood fish in your neighborhood and see some colorful stuff like Indiana, California has this. I don't know about okay, probably not Alaska, but Alabama, of course. Fucking Hawaii, you got the tropical coral reefs of like fucking heaven on your back doorstep. You can't really do that with Arizona. That's why it's a D tier state. What the hell is this, Colorado? Okay, I just got out of a conversation with someone that was really hating on Colorado, calling it like, oh, there's only like one fish here. It's a D tier, okay? It's a D tier, and I'll tell you why, okay? Arkansas darter is in fucking Colorado. A bunch of cool ass chubs. Like I think, what is it? Humpback chub? Here, I'm gonna start searching stuff now. Yeah, I think this is in Colorado. Yeah, Colorado River System. It should be Colorado, yeah. This is a cool ass fish, bro. Look at it. Look at this micro, bro. This looks awesome as crap. Alright? And obviously Colorado in general doesn't have great freshwater diversity. It has a great trout fishery. I don't know if this sounds okay. Great trout fishery has some good river stuff. I don't know if they have Virgin River stuff. I think that's also another Arizona, maybe Nevada thing. But hey, Colorado's actually pretty underrated in terms. Here, I'd actually put this above Arizona too. Like Colorado's actually kind of cooking, alright. Like you might not see it on the surface, but once you dive into the research, I think Colorado will actually surprise you with its suckers, chubs, and its. Arizona does have that national forest, so it's a pretty cool forest. I can't lie. I'll put Arizona above for now. I'll tell you, Colorado's underrated. What the fuck is Delaware? Okay, Delaware. You're lucky that Delaware gets tropical strays and has that good saltwater reach. It's not amazing tropical strays, but it's not bad, right? You got you got a decent array. Not really decent for its size. It's got a decent array of freshwater micros, I guess, especially compared to these two, right? So I definitely no D tier, right? I think Delaware could almost make an argument for B tier. I'd say it's above these two, just because its saltwater is really good. Trust me, tropical stray season Delaware is pretty good. You get a lot of cool saltwater stuff. It's generally a coastal state anyway, so yeah, enjoy that. Oh, Connecticut. This is very forgettable. Jesus Christ. What the hell even is in Connecticut? Okay, so you can't really get tropical strays in Connecticut. And there's also not great fresh water, and the saltwater is not fantastic. I mean, it's alright. Dude, what the hell is in Connecticut, bro? I can't generally think of a good thing in Connecticut, bro. This is going to D tier. Okay, saltwater is so fun. It makes it above these two landlocked states. But damn, this is a boring state. Florida. Okay, this is literally, in my opinion, this might be a bit controversial, especially with all the Alabama Conestoga lover spots, but I think it's the best state for microfishing in the U.S., bro. And I've been thinking, like, what? Bagel, you can't be saying shit like this. What? What are you... Oh, what are you, autistic, bro? What are you, shoving that fucking pan down your throat like a goddamn cock? No. Okay, Florida has some cool stuff, okay? We got some cool natives, as well as a lot of introduced cichlids, which look absolutely fucking beautiful. We're talking freshwater here. Now, there are alligators that you kind of beat it, but there's some absolutely gorgeous fish in Florida. You got Okefenokee pygmy sunfish, bluefin killifish, Jack Dempsey the fucking cichlids like that Zaire. Dude, oh my god, bro! I just gotta show you, bro. Okefenokee pygmy, yeah, bro. Come on, how are you gonna not like this, bro? Like this is fucking beautiful, dude. Florida's amazing, and this is just freshwater. If it was a landlocked state with zero saltwater, it would be like a mid to high A tier. But also Florida has like second best saltwater behind Hawaii, bro. This is easily S tier, right? Easily the best state for life listing. You got all of the Caribbean and some of the best and like top 5 freshwater fish ever. Dude, this is easily S tier, bro. There's definitely a must see, bro. There's no question about it. Everglades, Panhandle is amazing. Like all of it's just really good. Georgia's amazing too, dude. Georgia's got all that upper part, the fucking Hiwassee River system, the Etowah River system, dude. Oh my god, you got Hiwassee Days, bro. Okay, I don't know if there's a good picture online just from Google Hiwassee Days. Okay, no, Jesus Christ, not you fucking predator looking ass. Okay, the point is, Georgia has some of the coolest stuff, especially northern Georgia, even down Savannah. You still got access to saltwater, right? So again, like Georgia's a great tier. It might even be S tier, honestly. No, okay. I have some good examples of A tier states, so we're gonna put this bottom of S tier for now. I'd say it's behind Hawaii, just because. Is it behind Hawaii? Ooh, this is really close, cause like. I'm gonna put it above Hawaii for now. That's how good Georgia is, right? Should that northern part of Georgia and including that little bit of Savannah, even though Savannah's looking not that great, but that northern part of Georgia is just mwah, amazing, bro. It's got some of the greatest fish in the U.S., bro. Amazing freshwater fish diversity. Definitely a must see, as long as your trip to Alabama and some of the other state we're gonna talk about later. Now we got Maryland, bro. My home state. Maryland, my home state. I've lived in this state for most of my life, my whole 18 years. I think Maryland's got some cool stuff, right? You got two main drainages, Potomac. Potomac is kind of poopy. A lot of stuff. All the cool stuff in the Potomac basically got extirpated. We had trout perch in the Potomac, and we had Chesapeake log perch, but that's out of the way. We still have Chesapeake log perch though, so that's awesome. That's a not even Maryland endemic anymore. That's a lower Susquehanna endemic, which is the other drainage we have in our area. Our saltwater is fine. The Chesapeake Bay is fine. Mostly Ocean City stuff where you can accidentally get tropical strays is pretty good. There's some good freshwater stuff, a very wide array because you got all the coastal plain shit, you got the swamp stuff, so you got I think you even got iron colors in the state. There's some population. There's maybe black bandits in there. The coolest part about Maryland, it's got like some really special darters. We got striped-back darter, which I personally love. I'm a bit biased to Maryland, that's why I'm kind of going into this so much. You got glassy darter. The Appalachian part of Maryland isn't actually that good. It's actually pretty ass. There is not northern, Allegheny pearl dace in Maryland in the Appalachian part, so that's something to go with. Overall, Maryland, including the fact that it's saltwater, it's not that great generally, but it's my bias as well as the few special fish that inhabit it, Chesapeake, Lockport, whatever, and the ease of access you have to travel to like Virginia and whatever, low regulations. I'm gonna put this bottom B tier for now. High C, bottom B. I think is where Maryland belongs. Not the greatest. There's no like crazy life listing spot here. Like a lot of life listers live here. It's a great state to live in, but as to travel to out of your way, it's like at least you got something else going on. It's like there's better options, right? I want to go to fucking Maryland, right? Okay, no, Idaho is actually not bad. Again, there's a meme that the West Coast is just complete ass. There's zero fish, and that's like it's like mostly true. But Idaho has some. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Okay, we're obviously going D tier for Idaho, right? But I'm trying to put. Is it better than Connecticut? I want to put it above Connecticut. But would you put it above Arizona? Here, I'm gonna put actually Colorado over Arizona. Colorado over Arizona because I think Idaho is better than Colorado. It's better than Arizona, but between Idaho and Colorado, these are really, really, really close. I'm actually gonna put Colorado over Idaho. Idaho is not that great. A lot of salmon fisheries there, which is fine. No saltwater, which is nay. Just freshwater springs and good trout fisheries, but in general, like there's just not much happening in Idaho. Like it's definitely on the lower end. I think Colorado has some cooler endemics than Idaho. I think the only endemics Idaho has is a bunch of like sculpin, like I think it's Shoshing sculpin, something like that. I'm not that big. I'm not that big of a fan of freshwater sculpins, so that's why Idaho is going into that D tier. We haven't gotten into any F tier states yet. We're going to get there, right? Because I think there might not be any states in F tier because every state has something to offer. Nah, just kidding, man. There's some ass states out there. Jesus Christ, we're 24 minutes in the video. We got like so much more states to cover, bro. Oh my god. Okay, let's go. Okay, Illinois. Those are nothing burger state. I'm kidding. There's some cool stuff, but it's like the same as Indiana. It's like an NPC state, bro. Like no, ain't nobody going to Illinois to lifeless, bro. But it's not terrible because you got to do some stuff here on the Mississippi. You kind of. You have a chance for like stuff, all the Mississippi or stuff. I think you even have a chance for Crystal, maybe. I'd put it up. I'll put it above Indiana, yeah. But like, I'm keeping it around that C, like average tier. It's like it's good average state, yeah. Arkansas. This is a great example of an A tier stay, bro. Like it's not on the same level as the goats, but dude, it's cooking. Okay, Arkansas, bro. Like okay, so you want minnows? You got the Sabine River, right? Not the Sabine, the Saline, bro. You want and then darter diversity is crazy in Arkansas. It's almost as good as these tops, right? As like these top as like Alabama, Georgia, right? Darter diversity is really good, especially up in the Ozarks, right? You got some really nice darters in the Ozarks, some nice endemics. Ozarks are a really great place to do freshwater fish diversity. Definitely a must see, even though it's definitely not on the same level. Definitely like you should definitely visit the Ozarks sometime in your life. There's some amazing fish there. Saline River. There's a lot of actually endemic minnows. It's kind of interesting because South Arkansas doesn't have that crazy amount of darters. I mean, it's different, right? They got Amacrypto, they got Crystal. Arkansas is chilling. It's got amazing. It's like top of A, but it's almost S tier. Just not at the same level as these grades. As like these grades, in my opinion. Definitely a great state to visit. And yeah. And yeah, let's continue. Iowa. Dude, it's like another one of these forgettable states, bro. Like, I'll bet you these Midwest states are like, they're not bad, but they don't have any salt water, and they're just like, Iowa's, I think, like, D tier, bro. It's below Indiana, Iowa. It's got all that Mississippi River stuff, so it's not bad. Uh, I don't even have anything to say about Iowa, but it's like, whatever. Let's move on. We gotta slowly kind of start. Yeah, we got the video. We got Kansas, alright. Kansas has the another D tier state, bro. Okay, I'm kidding. I put it above Colorado, below Connecticut, because Kansas has all of the a lot of the cool Colorado stuff. They have like Arkansas darter. I think they have more darters than that, but I don't know. Just another. A lot of the time, you're not fucking thriving in Kansas. There ain't that much happening in fucking Kansas. Right? You don't go to the Midwest in general for fishing. Right? Even if this is technically like the best parts of Kansas is that southern part where they border. We're part of that Ozarks sort of touch into Kansas. That kind of carries like the whole state, but like don't go to these parts. But like I don't even know if you see my mouse, but definitely on the border with Arkansas, like you might travel there for a good Arkansas darter spot or least darter spot. I don't know, but either way, it's meh. Kentucky. This is another great example of an A-tier state. I think I would put this above Arkansas just slightly, just because of how good the Appalachians are. Because okay, all of Kentucky is amazing, right? It's not on the same level as the greats in terms of diversity, but dude, this is really close to S tier. Kentucky's an amazing state. It's a really amazing state, but you got the Daniel Boone National Forest, where you got all those Appalachian darters. So we got teardrop darters. They're just amazing in like darter diversity, and middle diversity is pretty decent as well. Western Kentucky, in particular, has some good like swampy, less mountainous fish. It's got a good array of all sorts of stuff. Taillight shiners, best taillight shiner spot is in Kentucky, but those guys are amazingly beautiful, dude. Taillight shiners, definitely the best part of Western Kentucky, dude. Man, this isn't even that great of a photo, but taillight shiners, yeah, they get kind of red like this, dude. These are pretty fucking gorgeous fish out of like some swampy areas. Definitely it's got a great, amazing ecosystem-ish diversity. Kentucky must see, bro. But Kentucky Arrow Darter is one of my favorite darters, honestly, that whole group. And then they got, oh my god, okay, I'm gonna, I keep gushing over these southern states, but I'm telling you, just go to Kentucky, man. It's like, anytime you're on a big, like, Tennessee, Alabama trip, bro, you're always gonna have a few stops in like, southern Kentucky or, like, in Daniel Boone, bro. It's got some cool stuff. Like, you gotta check out Kentucky. Lots of endemics, whatever. Louisiana is super interesting. I never thought about Louisiana as a state. I think it's a great B tier because, like, Gulf of Mexico saltwater is really good. And obviously, the top part is really good freshwater fish. I mean, not really. There's some interesting stuff, though. I know they got Harlequin. They have that one, top endemic tom minnow, I think. Louisiana, so in terms of freshwater, so that's pretty cool. Shreveport is kind of meh, honestly. It's like, go kill yourself. Kill. Whatever. I don't know what the hell that was, but fucking antivirus scams, bro. Alright. Louisiana, but I lost my train of thought. Louisiana, alright. Gulf of Mexico, pretty good saltwater. And the freshwater is also pretty good. But it's not like A tier levels. It's not like that good. Especially since most of the spots in Louisiana are like super private property, like swampy-ish creeks, right? It's like, there's some cool stuff. There's like naked sand there. There's also in Louisiana. So definitely not a bad state. Is it above? No, the question is it above or below California? I'll put it above California. I'm sorry, especially since it's way smaller. Sorry, Californian kids. But yeah, I think Louisiana's a good high B tier state. Not as good as like, definitely not as good as these two, but with the salt water that it does have on the Gulf of Mexico, you get short big eye there, I think, and like the decent freshwater stuff, because a lot of the Arkansas and stuff also reaches into Louisiana. It's definitely a good place to go. Definitely a good place. Not great. Whatever. Good, definitely good place. Maine is like another D tier state, bro. But probably top of D tier because Maine saltwater is actually not bad. It's got all the Arctic, Atlantic species, right? So there is some stuff, but freshwater is just atrocious, bro. It's even worse than West Coast, bro. Maine freshwater is just absolutely terrible. So I'm gonna put it below Connecticut. It's gonna be below Connecticut. Might be below. Saltwater is pretty good. I'm gonna put it right here. It's below Connecticut, above Kansas, below Iowa. And it's a solid pick. Iowa has a lot of Mississippi stuff. That's why it's above these two. If I didn't mention that earlier. Massachusetts. Okay, Massachusetts. Another weird one. It's like on the same level as Connecticut. Honestly, these here, but I know. And the freshwater is also pretty atrocious, but they got Bridal Shiner, I think, which is it's about it. That's not pretty. That's actually pretty bad. I'll put it here. I'll put it above Maine, Connecticut. It's like the same level as Connecticut, but it's slightly better in terms of freshwater stuff. And maybe for saltwater too. Saltwater isn't bad in Boston. Actually, because of saltwater alone, maybe I should put both these two into C tier. But freshwater is completely atrocious, especially compared to these, right? Alaska saltwater is amazing, though. But it's true. It's kind of once you start comparing it, it does get kind of hard because it's like Alaska is it really that much better than Massachusetts? Well, yeah, I'll put Alaska above Massachusetts for sure. All right, Michigan. This is a very average state, but it's kind of boring. Actually, it's really boring. Man, there's not much happening in Michigan, but Great Lakes aren't that good freshwater fish diversity, though they do have some cool stuff. But in general, Michigan is a very nothing burger state, just slightly below average in my opinion, especially with no salt water. Minnesota is low-key a bit underrated. You might expect me to like fucking roast the shit out of it, but it's got the Mississippi River stuff and it's got some cool stuff in there. It's got like Gill Darter, one of my favorite darters. Least darter is pretty cool. It's actually got a solid amount of micros. It's got blue, like it's not bad. So it's about average. Okay, I'd say it's above Illinois, Indiana, Alaska. There's some and bourbon also is in Minnesota. Excuse my burp. Oh damn. But whatever. I'd say it's about here. I think is that a pretty fair take? I'd say that's a pretty fair take. C tier, yeah. They got some cool stuff, but in general, it's pretty average mostly. Mississippi, okay, Mississippi. Oh, Mississippi's really good, but it's like not amazing. Okay, it's the weakest of like the South. The weakest of the South, in my opinion. I'd put Arkansas. I think somewhere in A tier. I think bottom of A tier mostly. I'd rather go to Arkansas than Mississippi because Mississippi is a pain in the ass to travel through because there's absolute jack shit in Mississippi in terms of infrastructure, right? But so it's a bit of a pain in the ass to fish with a ton of private property, like 0 parks in Mississippi. But in general, they got some cool stuff. Yazoo darter, bright eye darter. Oh hell yeah, dude, this is awesome. And then of course Yazoo darter. Hell yeah, this is also really, really cool. So yeah, obviously Mississippi has a lot of decent cool stuff. Got the Mississippi River too. So but it is the weakest of the South. Like it's the South, so it's got amazing shit. But in terms of river system, it doesn't I don't think it just has that many river systems, which is why it's not as good as like let's say the like Georgia, Alabama kind of situation, right? So Mississippi, I'd rather go to Arkansas or Kentucky than Mississippi, honestly. I think bottom of A tier is a great place for Mississippi because it also has a tiny bit of saltwater, although I think the beaches in Mississippi aren't that great coastal wise. Montana, this is F tier. Okay, now. Definitely below of D tier. I'll put it below Arizona. I'd rather be in Arizona than in Like, Arizona is not doing that too hot, even though I was glazing at that stupid national forest. But I'm telling you, they got nothing, right? Like, at least these have some cool trout fisheries. Idaho, Montana, very similar. I'm gonna just put them together in D tier. I'd actually put some of these in F tier, like, no, not Colorado. Colorado's D tier. Montana, Idaho, I genuinely can't think of any redeeming qualities. Arizona, I'll put Arizona in. I don't want to. Arizona is miserable though, aside from one spot. I think overall I'm gonna put Arizona top of F tier. No, but objectively it's got better, cooler fish from the national forest. But I'd rather live. Just then, I'd rather live in these two states than Arizona. Nebraska is jack shit. D tier. Actually, no F tier because I don't think it really actually has anything. I'm putting that in F tier. I genuinely can't think of anything cool in Nebraska. Maybe some cool like plains, like that plains high bog maybe. I don't know, but it's very forgettable. Top of F tier, whatever. I can't really think of any redeeming qualities unlike Arizona, Colorado, whatever. Nevada also F tier. Okay, no, Nevada's like bottom of D above Arizona though. Nevada because it has springs, a lot of cool invasive stuff you can get in the deserts, as well as having like stuff like Mawapada's Virgin River. It's got some endemics, some cool endangered endemics only live in one place in the entire world. In general, Nevada is a pretty miserable place to live in. Also, you get part of Lake Tahoe, which is with California, in Nevada, and Lake Tahoe is actually pretty solid. But it's mostly in California, okay? So no opinions there, piece of shit bastards. Alright, then we got ourselves New Hampshire. This is just the worst Vermont, and Vermont's already very ass. And there's no saltwater in New Hampshire too. I can't think of any redeeming qualities from New Hampshire, but I'm sorry. You get out of here, get out, man. New Jersey. A lot of people hate New Jersey. I'll put it with Maryland, but here's the thing with New Jersey, right? Second best air place to get tropical strays. So that's when tropical strays are. I think I covered this in my microfishing video. It's essentially where a bunch of Caribbean fish get traveled upstream by the Gulf Coast, by the Gulf Stream. A bunch of reef fish from the Caribbean get traveled upstream by the Gulf Stream. They go up, and then they can survive in the summer months there and grow, and you can find a bunch of tropical fish in like New Jersey waters, and that's honestly one of the best. But probably the best thing about New Jersey is that's like one of the best tropical stray spots in the country. And in terms of freshwater, it's very lacking in darters compared to the rest of the East Coast states, especially Maryland. But it does have some cool swamp stuff. Like it touches the bottom swamp stuff. It's got iron color shiners, black band sunfish. But again, Maryland also just has that too. And much rarer qualities though. If you want black band sunfish, go to New Jersey. Don't go to Maryland, okay? But since Maryland technically does have that, as well as having a crap ton of cool darters, as well as New Jersey and not having much else. I mean, they got Brattle Shiner, but like I could care. I really don't care that much about Brattle Shiner, though we got some glaciers on it. I think bottom B tier is good. It's a fair assessment. I'd say it's above average. Like if you're in New Jersey, just from the tropical straits to saltwater alone, you're living above average, right? New Mexico, same situation as Arizona. Although I think it's got slightly more endemics. It's got that as slightly more populous. So we're gonna put it a tier above. Same situation as Arizona. That Gila National Forest, and Pupfish, whatever. They do get part of the Rio Grande, but I don't think it's that good up there. New York, Long Island, best tropical stray spot in the country. You also got some Great Lakes stuff. Bottom of New York is pretty good because you get some Ohio rivers, maybe, or is that could be Pennsylvania actually. I don't know how much of that reaches into New York, but New York definitely has some cool stuff along the along Erie, I think. Is it Lake Erie? One of the Great Lakes. And then obviously Long Island, best tropical stray spot in the country. Amazing. Long Island's really good. Upstate New York is pretty mid, but it has some cool stuff. You got Longnose Sucker, you got Amacrypta. You can never hate on Amacrypta, one of the coolest starter genuses, really rare. You also got Channel, if you care about that. Channel's kind of lame. Okay, you get the point. This is like B tier, just from the tropical stray spot. Is it above New Jersey? Does the Lake Erie stuff overcome the New Jersey cool saltwater stuff? Probably. Just because I'm more biased towards cleaner water stuff. I'm not that big of a fan of the swampy river stuff. Although that doesn't mean they're not cool. North Carolina, bro, this is the most underrated microfishing state. Period. Every part of North Carolina is fucking amazing. North Carolina is top of A tier. And here's why. Here's why it's way better than Kentucky. You got all of the Appalachians supporting Tennessee, bro. So you basically got all the Tennessee Appalachian stuff, bro. Amazing, right here. Asheville is amazing. You got the best saltwater spot in the country. Best saltwater spot in the country. Aside from Florida. Outer Banks, amazing. Tropical strays galore. Even outside tropical strays, you got all sorts of actual just tropical fish that are just chilling in the Outer Banks. But Outer Banks is amazing for saltwater. And then you got all of the coast to swamp stuff too, aside from the Outer Banks. You got Swampfish is North Carolina. Go Lake Willington, that one lake, was it Willington or whatever? That's got Lake Waccamaw. That's what it is. Lake Waccamaw got 4 endemics to it. It's fucking insane. And coastal shiner, and they got some of the prettiest minnows, like Pteranotropus, some of the prettiest minnows in North Carolina. You got the whole middle section of North Carolina is also amazing. Probably the worst part, but you got Glassy Darter, you got Pinewood Starter, Sea Green Darter, oh my god, and then Piedmont Darter, you got Cape Fear Shiner, bro. Oh my, I keep going on and on about North Carolina. Jesus Christ, I think North Carolina's bottom S tier, bro. Hands down, North Carolina is just that fucking amazing. The whole state is just amazing, right? Because a lot of these states, they got some really bad corners, right? Like Arkansas, near Texarkana, you're it's kind of getting kind of poopy there, right? On the border with Texas, right? Then you got Kentucky. Kentucky is mostly good everywhere. Western Kentucky is good, and then Eastern Kentucky is peak. But then you got stuff like Northern Kentucky, and it's this part right there, it's and then you got there's a lot of states that have really good spots, but then there's a decent chunk of the state or parts of the state where it's just completely unfishable. Every place in Carolina has fishable parts. Oh, and part of the New River is in fucking North Carolina. North Carolina might be above Hawaii. Okay, no, maybe not above Hawaii, but Hawaii's saltwater is pretty good. But North Carolina, definitely an underrated state. Hands down. North Dakota, F tier. I can't think of a single redeeming quality for North Dakota. Probably worst state ever. I genuinely can't think of anything. Missouri River stuff. There's a lot of underreported stuff in North Dakota, so if you want to go there and see what undiscovered things remain in North Dakota, you can go ahead and try. Maybe trout perch are in there, though. That seems kind of retarded state. Okay, whatever. F tier. I don't want to talk about it. Alright, Ohio. Ohio is underrated. Ohio might actually be overrated. I was saying it's underrated, but now that I think about it, it's overrated. Because, okay, a lot of life listeners are in Ohio, and it's definitely the best of the Midwest. So it's good in that regard. I think Ohio has some really nice freshwater. They got Tippecanoe, really good to notice. They got Crypto. A lot of the high river stuff, so they got a bunch of big river stuff. So they got Blue Sucker, whatever. Overall, Ohio is an amazing state. A bunch of the Ohio fanboys will probably put it like up to the likes of Arkansas, Mississippi, Kentucky. It's not that good, okay? It's like top of B tier in my opinion. I think Ohio's top. That's a very fair assessment in my opinion for Ohio with the Ohio River Basin. A lot of stuff got extirpated. Yeah, I don't actually have too much to say about Ohio. If you want, my friend knows way more about Ohio. But again, Tippecanoe darters are amazing. Plus, you got all the big river stuff, paddlefish. What's that? All the Mississippi River stuff. Lots of cool darters. Minnows. I think minnows is actually Ohio's weakness. I don't know if they have that many cool assistants. But yeah, I think Ohio is definitely good in terms of darters and whatever. So B tier, Ohio. Check it out. All right, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, I actually traveled to several times because it's the best. Because the Blue River is the best spot near Dallas. And the Blue River in Oklahoma is generally is a good spot. There's an endemic darter there, Blue River Orange Belly. So like, at some point, if you want to complete all the darters, you're gonna have to go to Oklahoma. But in general, it's just like a worse Arkansas, man. Because like most of this Oklahoma, almost all of the western part of the state is complete shit. All of the northern part of the state is complete shit. The only parts that are worth it for Oklahoma to fish at all is on it's the whole border with Arkansas and the Blue River. But the whole border with Arkansas, but Arkansas is just better in every single way, aside from that one endemic thing in the Blue River. You can get Rocky Shiner in Arkansas. Okay, Oklahoma is like. Because a lot of the Arkansas stuff does reach over to Oklahoma, I can't get. It's like bottom B, top of C, because most of the state genuinely is pretty shit. Like Oklahoma City is shit. Don't go there. It's only certain parts of Oklahoma, like two parts of Oklahoma that are like worth it to fish, but they're pretty good. I'll put it below New Jersey. I'd rather be in New Jersey than Oklahoma, but I'd rather be fish the Arkansas parts in like Delaware or something like that. So I think bottom B tier is decent for Oklahoma. Oregon, bro. We got Oregon here. Okay. Oregon. It's a West Coast thing, so it's obviously kind of shit. But you do have the Oregon Nixies and all that cool stuff, it's out of the 3 West Coast saltwater states, it's got the weakest saltwater in my opinion. There's not as many salmonids, but Oregon Nixies, you got probably the best freshwater out of all the West Coast stuff. You got all of Oregon Nixies, you got the Umpqua National Forest, amazing spot. And you also got like that one border that's near California, that one lake, and it's got like blue chub, some sucker, maybe forgot the exact species, but it's somewhere around there. Oregon is just like you're chilling with Oregon. I mean, it's like I put it in B tier. I put it below California just because California has amazing saltwater. I'll actually put it below Maryland too. Actually, there we go. Fair assessment for Oregon, in my opinion. Saltwater fishing is not great in Oregon. Most people go to Oregon for the Oregon Nixies, Umpqua National. You go to Umpqua National Forest. You also get sand roller, which is the West Coast version of trout perch. You can also get what else can you get? You can get some suckers and Umpqua pikeman and Umpqua rye nixie. A lot of rye nixie, Sever City, in Oregon. So yeah, Oregon D tier. I'd rather be New Jersey than Oregon, but Oregon over Oklahoma, in my opinion, especially with the saltwater. Ooh, I put Maryland over California. I just realized this discrepancy. California saltwater is actually pretty good, so I put that over. That's why I put California over Maryland. If you're a life lister, okay. If this is freshwater, but California, it's going in D tier. But yeah. Pennsylvania is a very interesting case because it's got a lot of some of the cool Ohio stuff goes into Pennsylvania, while also having part of the Susquehanna. So they do have Chesapeake Log Perch and that kind of stuff. Also having it's like the northernmost range for a lot of stuff. You got both Clintonus Thomas, so you got red side ace, rosy side ace, which are pretty cool. Red side ace, yeah, it's pretty nice minnow. Rosy, they also got rosy side ace, the same genus. Do I put this B tier or C tier? It's obviously worse than Ohio. I'd make it worse than California in my opinion. Pennsylvania. Where do you go, Pennsylvania? Below New Jersey, but Oregon above Oklahoma. Is that fair? Oregon saltwater is not terrible though. I might be underestimating Oregon salt. But dude, no, Oregon salt is kind of a pain in the ass. There's not really that many spots around here. Columbia salt's pretty. Might be more West Coast spots, but I think I'll put Pennsylvania over Oregon for now. Okay, what is this, Rhode Island? Okay, this is kind of unfair to rank because it's so fucking tiny. So I'd put it on the same level as Connecticut, just because of how small it is. It's like saltwater sim, so put it worse than. Actually, yeah, there we go. But yeah, who cares if it's small? I don't care. That's here though. Rhode Island, sir. All right, South Carolina. South Carolina is a bit underrated, but it's not that great either at the same time. It's like in the middle because it's like no one ever goes to South Carolina in a life list. Those guys are just kind of. South Carolina does have a few endemics, and not endemics, but mostly endemics. These slightly reach into Georgia, North Carolina. It's in between two S tier states, honestly, but it's like a B tier state in my opinion. Saltwater is alright in South Carolina, despite being kind of tropical. And they have some cool swamp stuff. But most of the stuff you can get in South Carolina, you can just go to North Carolina or Georgia for. That's why no one really goes to South Carolina. But in terms of, it's a really hard one to rank. It's I put it above California, below Louisiana. South Carolina, not bad. Definitely worth checking out, but definitely a bit underrated in my opinion. But at the same time, definitely nowhere near as close as the top, the baddies. Yes, the comers. Alright, South Dakota. I don't give a shit about the Washington Monument, bro. Jack shit. F tier. Missouri is underrated as fuck. Cause they got in my opinion, they got the better version. You got the other half, the Ozarks, and they have some really cool stuff. Stipple darter is one of my favorite darters of all time. This is awesome. I know they also have, no, that's Arkansas strawberry. Missouri, they also got Missouri saddled. Ooh, saddled. Oh no, jeez, you gotta kill yourself. Ooh, Missouri saddle darter. Ooh, I like this. I'm biased to this. Oh yeah, they also got crystal darter, I think. Shut up, Rainbow. Missouri, amazingly underrated. I'd go to Missouri. I'll put it A tier. I'll put it. Is it better? I'd put it there, just because. Again, aside from the Ozarks and then along the Mississippi River, northern Missouri and the border with Kansas, it's the Kansas City's pretty ass, but the Ozarks has some really cool stuff. That's why I'd rather be in Missouri than Mississippi, in my opinion. You can make that argument. That's well, that's also not part of the saltwater in Mississippi. You mean kill yourself, okay? I'd rather be Missouri has cooler fish. Ozarks have cooler fish than Mississippi. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that might be a hot take. Whatever. Hey, we got one of the GOAT states, bro. We got another S tier state, bro. This is probably the most widely popular microfishing spot, bro. The spot is every life listener knows this state is amazing. Now the question is it above or below Alabama? I'm gonna put below for now, because again they don't have salt water, and I don't know, like stuff like Memphis isn't that great, but in general Tennessee is like, oh my god, Tennessee is like amazing, dude. That's all I just gotta say. There's so many cooler stuff. You got all the Conestoga, all that good part of the best part of the Appalachians goes through Tennessee, bro. You get suck dick to all those amazing fish. Oh my god, Tennessee. I'm starting to get insane. We're an hour into this stupid fucking video. Oh my god, Tennessee. Okay. I don't know if you're still watching this far. By the way, please like and subscribe. I'm crashing out over there. It's already getting to midnight. I gotta wrap this fucking video, this low ass effort video up, and I gotta fucking finish this shit up. General S tier stay must visit. And it's like the perfect trip. Could be like a Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky excursion. And like you go like ooh into Kentucky a little bit. You go like ooh down into Alabama, ooh down into Georgia, kind of south up the Appalachians. You love to see it, bro. Texas. We're getting into the final row, but Texas. Texas. What do I do with you, fucking Texas? That's my other home state. My family just moved to Texas. I'm going to fishing. I'm fishing in Texas in a few days, actually, in San Marcos. Maybe if I'm not too lazy, I'll make a video on that. But depending on how much time I have, because I already made a video on the exact river I'm going to. But it's a different spot along the river, which has cooler stuff. Aside from my glaze, Texas, Texas. It's worse than Ohio, I'll tell you. I'll tell you that. It's worse than California, too. Oh my god. It's like on par with Maryland. Okay, here's the thing with Texas. It's so big, but there's so few good spots, right? It's like you gotta travel like hours in between the few good spots in Texas, because most of Texas is just absolutely ass, right? You got the Red River stuff. There's a good spot along there. You can get Red River pupfish. That's a pretty cool species. And then you got the San Marcos River alongside the Guadalupe. Tons of Texas endemics there you can catch. You got San Marcos endemics too. One of them went extinct, but you got Found Daughter. Oh, Found Daughter was awesome. Cool. Lots of micropopsis if you care about that, like some retards. In general, you got the Gulf of Mexico, which is pretty good. From what I've heard, I've never actually fished the Gulf of Mexico. I'm just kind of basing this off of what I heard. It's pretty decent saltwater. Texas in general. The thing with Texas is so big that all the good spots are just hours. You gotta drive like 3 hours in between each spot, right? Because you also got the Devil's River, which has 3 endemics. It's like a nice little spot where you can catch 3. Like in one bend of the river in Devil's River, you get 3 endemic species that actually look pretty cool. Like plateau shiner, you get pupfish in Texas too, but more pupfish. In general, in Texas, are just like, In general, with the salt water and the fact that you have to go everywhere, and the fact that most of the creeks are kind of a pain in the ass to narrow, it's like a good game fishing paradise state. Like I said, because of that, it's above C tier. It's above average, especially with San Marcos saltwater. It's got some cool stuff, Texas, right? But it's somewhere just B tier row, right? It's where we're talking like I'd put Texas above New Jersey because again they got some cool southern stuff as well. 'Cause if you go along the Red River and like on the board, like closer to the border with Arkansas, it's not great, but you can catch some cool stuff. There's taillight shiners technically in Texas, technically. When I was glazing about Kentucky for, I'd say it's worse than New Jersey, worse than New York. Actually, no, I'll put these above. No, I'll put these above. I'll put Texas above Maryland, but I'll put it below California. I think that's a fair take. Yeah, I think that's where it belongs. Utah. Utah, 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 you kill yourself. Like D. They're barely above F because he's got some cool endemics like June Sucker, but general like Utah's like really bad. Maybe actually top of F tier, yeah. So, if you're in Utah, rest in peace, bruh. Yeah, whatever. Vermont, fucking Mont. Dude, I have some insider info about Vermont. That is technically the next NANFA convention after Ohio is gonna be in Vermont, and like no one's gonna be fucking going on that shit because Vermont is mid. Okay, it's better than New Hampshire, so we're gonna put in D because you got Amacrypta there, Channel and River maybe I think, but River Darter in Vermont's like the worst place to go for River Darter, which is a cool darter, but it's for the worst spot. I put above the desert. I put above the desert shit. I look you put it below Colorado. Sorry, not sorry. A lot of East Coasters might be like, "What the fuck is that?" No, I put it below Colorado. Virginia. Okay. Oh, Virginia. Okay, Virginia. This one's actually gonna be really hard to fucking rank. Cause dude, this southern part of Virginia, right on the border with Tennessee, is low-key one of the best. Is like Tennessee level, right? The Clinch, New River, Holston, bruh. Those three drainages are like the big three, bruh. You got so much cool shit. I think got Veronique. You got the Veronique River. Veronique is oh so amazing, right? You got right. It's right between the James and the New River. Veronique is a great city to have like a mini trip on. Great city for a few-day trip, honestly. There's a lot of seed in Veronique because around the whole, not just Veronique, but around the whole, the Veronique River, you got riverweed, longfin riverweed darters are almost essentially Virginia endemics. Not really, but like you're basically only finding them in Virginia, and those are really cool. I really like longfin darters, and also you got like it's cool, and then of course you have Candy Darter. The Candy Darter group with Conway Darter. Clear out the Clinch. Stargazing Minnow. Oh, I love that shit. I love Phenocobius. Got Golden Darter. Man, the Clinch is awesome. But okay. That's all fine and dandy. And it's got saltwater. The saltwater of Virginia is kind of meh. It's literally like, it's like Maryland level. It's not that great. You don't get my tropical strays. And the coastal plain of Virginia is pretty good because now you're starting to get some more swampy stuff. You got swampfish. Don't get no black band of sunfish though. But you got mud sunfish, lake chubsucker. You got different chubsucker, sawcheek, swamp darter. So that's pretty decent. And so the southern part of Virginia is all fine and dandy. It's like amazing, right? It's like an A-tier thing. But then you got northern Virginia, past the Jamesburg, all of northern Virginia. Like, Northern Virginia's ass. It's like really ass. It's like, okay. But it's not terrible. Okay, it's not actually that bad. Okay, it's actually pretty decent. But compared to the rest of Virginia, it's like not even close, right? So it's like the question is, do I put Virginia? Does the good outweigh the mid? It's not bad. Does the good outweigh the mid? Would I rather be in Virginia than Ohio? Yes. Okay. Northern Virginia, I know is ass. But that southern part of Virginia is just so good, bro. I can't. It's like, yeah, man. I rather be in Southern Virginia than the best parts in Ohio. I'd rather be in Ronicky than Columbus. Ronicky's better than Columbus, which is like the best part of Ohio. So in that, with that regard, as well as counting that they do have saltwater, even though it's not great, as well as swampfish, I think really bottom of A tier system. Washington, my new state, bro. I'm gonna be extremely biased to this. Okay. Saltwater isn't great. Worse than California, worse than Oregon. And okay, in terms of freshwater fish diversity, Washington is the worst. My state is probably the worst in the country, aside from Alaska. But it's definitely one of the worst. Definitely top 5 worst. But saltwater is actually pretty decent. You can catch cool stuff in saltwater in Washington, like sailfin scoping. I know a lot of people get mad because I've been glazing them. Like, this is cool. I like sailfins. So Washington in general, as well as you get O5 salmon, and I fucking love salmon. Sababip, and you get Olympic mud minnows. One of that Washington State endemic fish. That's what a lot of West Coast life listeners do. They kind of spend most of their time in Oregon, like exploring the Umpqua. Then they quickly go up to Olympia for like a 1 day thing. Get Olympic minnow, then instantly get out. That's like what Washington used to. Get the Olympic minnow, get out. In general, I think it's a C tier stay. I think it's right, maybe slightly above average, but I think it's average. Saltwater balances the shitty freshwater. Freshwater isn't terrible. It's pretty bad. It's bad, but like it's not like complete ass like Arizona, right? So I think top of C tier is fine. Like okay, my friend might in Delaware might be trick over that, but I'd rather live in Washington than Delaware. Oh, 100%, especially with salmon. Okay. Okay. There we go. We're down to the bottom three. Oh my god, the W's, dude. Oh my god, we're like an hour into this video, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I gotta go take a shower soon. Oh heck, okay. Let's finish this off. West Virginia. West Virginia's got some of my favorite fishes in the world, but in general, its diversity isn't that great. You're never gonna have a West Virginia like exclusive trip. You're gonna be in West Virginia if you're in the area. If you're doing a Ronicky trip, that's a great opportunity to go to West Virginia. Or if you're in Ohio, you get a lot of mini trips to West Virginia then. West Virginia has some of my favorite fish. It's got the rarest darter in the world, diamond darter. It's got candy darter too, another favorite Virginia has. But it is worse than Virginia in my opinion, 100%. As all the amazing stuff West Virginia offers, it's like hit or miss, right? And Potomac, a lot of it's in the Potomac drainage, which is the richest part of West Virginia. Ironically, is also the worst part of West Virginia in terms of fishing. So in general, it's probably B tier too. Okay, I've been kind of glazing the B tiers, but I put it like here. I put above Pennsylvania, above Oregon, above Oklahoma. But I put it below New Jersey. I'd rather be in New Jersey than West Virginia because of the saltwater stuff and the swamp stuff. Ooh, actually, will I? Because I'm thinking about the other stuff in West Virginia. Okay. Below Texas, above Maryland. That's my take. I'll put West Virginia, ooh, actually, okay. The more I keep thinking about it, the more I like West Virginia because you do get a lot of the Ohio River stuff too. Aside just from the rare darters, they also get gill darter, blue bright. Sharpeners too. Okay, below California, above Texas. There we go. Happy West Virginia piece of crap. Okay. Wisconsin is the prime example of another average state, bro. My Wisconsin friend might get kind of pissed about this, but I'd rather. And there's a great debate between Washington and Wisconsin, because of saltwater. I'd say Washington's barely beats out above Wisconsin. Wisconsin has good freshwater. You got all the. It's another game fisherman's paradise with tons of sturgeon, stocked salmon, which is stalled. We're from Washington, but you losers. But again, Washington stoked overrides Wisconsin, in my humble opinion. Okay. Oh, Maine and Washington are kind of similar, but I'd put Washington freshwater over Maine freshwater. And in terms of saltwater, I'd say Washington's also beats out Maine, so that's why these two or whatever. Wisconsin, yeah, whatever. And Wyoming. Wow, what a shitter to end off on this great tier list. F or D tier. I'm so tired. I can really care less about Wyoming. Probably it's okay. It's a genuinely F tier. Yellowstone doesn't have that much. You got one fucking subspecies. Wow, boo hoo. Congratulations. Did you get green sucker? Wow. Top of F. Okay, wait. I'll put Rhode Island above Utah. Above New Hampshire, above Wyoming, above Nebraska. I'll put Idaho low-key above Nebraska. Montana too. Yeah, Nebraska. Yeah, okay. Idaho, Montana for sure. Okay. I think I might reorder some stuff, but I'm too tired. I can really give a crap. This is my tier list. Okay, this is my freshwater. No, not freshwater. Fuck freshwater. Well, I mean, not really, but this is my microfishing tier list. All 50 states. You can like and subscribe. If you hate my opinions, you can go kill yourself. I could give a damn. Yeah, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is our state. This is our list again. S tier must visit, must visit individually. A tier amazing stuff, amazing, bro. Definitely check it out too if you have the time. Not a must have, but hey, if you have the time, if you got everything else down, but you gotta check these out too. These are awesome. B tier, if you have a friend, if you have a friend, definitely go to these states. If you got something going, if you got a friend that invites you and you got the free time, definitely check this out. You have a lot of fun exploring these states. C tier is an okay. It's great. It's like a average place to live, good place to, decent place to live for lifers. Travel only if you have a lot of stuff going. It's like a big convention like NAFA pulls up. Otherwise, it's like I wouldn't really go there. D tier, I'd I'd almost never go there. Never go for D tier exclusively to fish. Maybe only if like I got another event going on and that happens to be in this state. Then I'll microfish around to see if the cool lifers and whatnot around there. And F tier, I basically wouldn't even microfish if I was in the state for some goddamn reason. What the fuck am I gonna be in the Dakotas? Jesus Christ! But I guess before I started this hobby, I never thought to myself I'd ever want to go to Alabama, but like here we fucking are. My tier list. Like and subscribe for more shitty low effort videos, even though it's like an hour long. God damn, my head hurts so much. Whatever. Enjoy. Peace.